Okay, welcome everybody to the Sunday night chart chat. We're back after a little bit of an absence, about 10 days or so, maybe almost could be 2 weeks. I don't know, 10 days for charts. There hasn't been a lot of excitement happening in a lot of these stocks. Have been consolidating, and ironically today, some of the Canadian stocks are picking up, and we're starting to get some positive tailwinds. It looks like, I think, this could be the end of the consolidation of the penny stock, the correction. I think it is just about over, or it's over already. It's been going on since February, roughly Valentine's Day, so February 14th, 15th, roughly. So we're into March, April, May, so about roughly 3 months, which is, a decent amount of time for correction. And things are actually looking pretty good now. Things are starting to bottom out. First, so we're going to pull up a couple of charts which talk about the the big trends, sort of the big overall things that are going to be affecting stocks over the next couple of months. Before I do that, let me run this little disclaimer here. Nothing here is a recommendation to buy or sell stocks. Everything we talk about is very high risk. You could lose all your money. This is all paid content. Do your due diligence, all that other good stuff. And with that said, if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you press the subscribe button and the like button for YouTube, and also join our Telegram channel. I noticed on our Discord, or Telegram and Discord, actually is the link there. I'm not sure if the link is there now, but I saw people were complaining that, wow, there hasn't been any chart chat in the last couple of 2 weeks almost. And the reason is very simple. Unless I have a bunch of stuff which is really worth getting into, I don't want to waste your time or mine, right? But on our Telegram channel, I do put out stuff every day with this commentary on various charts, and that's been going on from forever. That has not stopped. Actually, we had some stuff today on VSB, FCO, a couple of other things, and also LQID, even while, of course, this is a holiday here in the U.S. And here we go. There we go. So, VSB, we're going to talk about VSB, TBP, a couple of others. So let's kind of get right into it with the big trends right now. Bitcoin. Again, I'm mentioning Bitcoin because this is one of the, kind of one of the bellwethers of speculation, sort of where kind of the overall trend for Bitcoin does affect a lot of the penny stocks. And it looks like we're actually bottoming out here. It held at 35,000. If you've been following the Telegram, I've been saying, hey, this is, if it breaks at 35,000, it can go to 12 even. But it looks like actually it is making a pretty strong, I wouldn't say there's massive momentum here, but it looks like it's making a pretty strong showing. So it's, and if you look at the short-term chart, we already broke out of that moving average. The 50-period moving average is the 1 hour chart. So it's actually looking pretty good. You kind of have this head and shoulders bottom. Again, this is what's been happening the last like six months or so. If you remember back in December, I told you we'd probably have a market crash in January, late January, then there'd be some bargains. Well, that happened in February, and the bargains are starting to happen right now. So we see some pretty interesting stocks that are cheap. LQID, fans, a bunch of great opportunities here. And how do you know that this is a bottom? Because people are really disgusted, I think, with a lot of these stocks. A lot of people have thrown in the towel. We have seen the capitulation. Look at this, Bitcoin is actually moving up. So I think once Bitcoin breaks out of this 40,000, we're going to be on the road to 100,000. That was my original thing I've been talking about back in, I think, November or so, October. And again, I'm not a believer in the Bitcoin, but I believe it does drive markets. And actually, things are actually starting to look good in the speculative space. Let's take a look at ARK, the Cathie Wood stock, another bellwether. So it's actually, you had this, let me see here. So you had basically you basically had your kind of 30% or so, 35% correction right here. It looks like it's over. It could have broken down. If it would have broken that 100, it could have really gone pretty bad. But let's see if this breaks above, let's call it 118, 120. That'll really be the bull signal. Yes, cup and saucer. I call it head and shoulders. I don't know, whatever it is. It's bullish. It's bullish. So yeah, GBLC. I think you're talking about. Okay, so here's the thing with Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin goes is going to be bullish for the stocks that are highly torqued to Bitcoin in our universe. That's Vinergy. Look at this. Interesting, huh? Look at this big move in Vinergy, VIN. And this is, U.S. markets closed. Things are starting to pick up here. I think this probably was I would say 99%. This was the bottom at that 10-cent range. So what a rough sell-off here. Again, you want to see this thing above 18 cents here. 20 cents is going to really be the which is really almost a double from here. But this looks like it's it. And of course, GBLC. GBLC looks like it's been bottoming out. It's actually been holding. If you think about it, it's actually been holding pretty well here. So I think it's bullish. I think we're going to be in for a very hot summer in these stocks right now. I think the correction really is over, and we're going to see some big moves in a lot of our stocks. I think this is it. A lot of these things have had big consolidations, and they're going to be starting to come out of them. Let's take a look at Peak. Actually, we haven't talked about Peak in a while. So again, look at this Peak FinTech. Again, it kind of tested this lower end of this trading range, and we have a bunch of stocks right now that we can't really promote because they're in these quiet periods. They're raising capital, all that other nonsense. So they can't really, do interviews and anything else. That's Peak FinTech, one of our big movers. That's Logic. Skylight was in a quiet period for a little while. Who else was there? Then, of course, we have Bets, which is halted pending this merger. So we got a couple of guys who are kind of out of commission for a little while. So you got to be a little bit patient here. But you can see this Peak FinTech is getting. So I think this is pretty. We get some pretty nice buying action in the stock. So I think this thing is going to break out this summer. So by September, it could be a $6 plus stock. Mithun, great question. Liquid Avatar is one of these stocks that is, this is one of our classic bottom stocks. Let me draw you a little trend line over here. The green line. Okay, I'll do this. There you go, magic. Okay, so we introduced, wow, this is going back December now. So we introduced a Liquid Avatar, formerly known as Cabin. I think it was 13 cents basically. Early December 2020. Almost 6 months already? 6 months, yeah. Okay, and the stock had an immediate run, had all sorts of crazy action, went to 60 cents. So it was a 4x, and then it comes crashing down. Now, there was free trading stock. There was, they did a financing back in, December. So, come 4 months later, I think it was in late April, you had, a lot of stock became free trading. As you can see, you had a big sell-off. People made money, right? So if you paid, 10 cents or whatever it was, I think it was 12 cents. That was the offering. And you were able to make 30 cents or even 25 cents in a bad market. I mean, again, in April, the market was pretty bad. And, you have taxes coming up, all those other things. So you had a lot of that selling coming in. Stock was under pressure. It looks pretty much like the selling pressure is gone. So we're going to see either it could kind of start turning really on a dime right here, or could maybe build a little bit of a base and then start moving up. These guys are in some very hot areas, which are going to get a lot of investor interest in the coming months. Again, I think the summer is going to be just like last year was for a lot of our stocks. We had incredible runs. I mean, does anybody remember? I don't know if some of you guys are new. Does anybody remember how Imagine AR went from, a couple pennies to, was it 40 cents? I don't even remember. It was like a 1,700% in a couple of months. You had Nextech, NTAR for the Canadians, NEXCF, whatever, 10x. We had Cytodyne that went up 20x. All that was happening in the months of, June, basically June into July. So I think we're going to see a lot of that same stuff happen this year. And again, a very similar environment last year. We went through a rough couple of months between the Corona crash, which was, let's call it late February into March. That really crushed stocks. And then everything basically sold off 50%. Nextech was down 50%. Imagine AR was down 70%. It was a disaster. And they are, and then they all came back in a huge way. I think we're going to see the same exact thing happen. Interesting, Glam, our site member. Member of the channel, I should say. Premium member. Okay, so the stocks you have here, these are the stocks that I think are going to be the hot stocks of the summer. What is that? I don't know what this means. There's a meme called Hot Girl Summer. I don't know what that means. Is that some sort of thing? I don't know. It's like a Kardashian thing. I'm going to call this the Hot Stock Summer. Hot Stock Summer. That's what this is going to be, the hashtag Hot Stock Summer. So, and I think these four stocks right here are going to be red hot. You got TBP. That we're going to go through that chart right now. The TBP could be a huge winner. You got VSB, and of course, as FitFam is mentioning, Sean Black, the super investor of Canada, the Warren Buffett. Actually, no, Warren Buffett is old. Who's like a good investor now who's still under the age of 50? We got I'm trying to think of which hedge fund guys. Anyway, this is a sharp guy. So he's into TBP. Okay, TBP. That's Tetra. VSB. He just announced on Twitter today that he's buying the stock. He saw the interview last week with Jay. I don't know what took him so long. I don't know, Sean, what took you so long? but actually, this is actually kind of a good place to buy right here, because here's what's in. I'm going to show the chart in a second, and you'll understand why. But anyway, so he's he started buying VSB. We got FCO. That's that chart. I'm going to pull up that chart. That is looking good. They got their silver exploration program, and they're doing the spin out of the copper in the next couple of months. Copper is amazing right now, red hot. The commodities are going to go insane. for anybody that's interested, there's actually a great video with what's his name? What's this guy's name? Hang on a second, let me find Rick Rule. Rick Rule. He's the Canadian. He's more like a mining guy, and I think he's got a video just out, which I think it's on YouTube. I highly recommend it. It's called like how to make millions with penny stock mining exploration stocks. It's actually it's pretty good. Anyway, what's the point of that? Yeah, the point of that, he's saying that essentially one of the highlights is that there is a massive shortage of metals, commodities right now in the ground. Okay, gold, copper, any of those resources, because there hasn't been a lot of mining or exploration done in the last, really, he's saying 30 years, but yeah, it's about right. Really, since Briex, since the guy fell out of the helicopter in the 90s, mid 90s already. This is like way back when, and that kind of really shut things down in mining for probably 15 years. Things didn't really come back probably till 2000, early 2000s. So what he's saying is so he's in his video, he's talking about that there is going to be a lot of the producers, they're going to be forced to pay top dollar for, solid assets, for a lot of these explorers that are able to show an economic asset. And that means that these stocks are going to go crazy. Also, we got the whole inflation thing happening. I mean, you really have a perfect storm. It's almost like the 70s, like a weird 70s thing happening. So the mining stocks are going to be great. Anyway, back to Liquid Avatar. Sorry, I got distracted here. Liquid Avatar is looking good. I think it's in a good spot right here. Pretty good base right here. I think you have a good risk reward ratio. So I don't think it can go any lower here. I think you can see it's starting to bounce off this kind of 10, 13 cent range. And the upside is, I mean, look, this is a stock that's run to 50 cents. Just a few months ago when they had really not much. Now they have a lot of stuff happening. They got the NFTs going. They got the, their app, the sovereign identity, all that other good stuff. Which, it's amazing that this David Lukacs, the CEO, this guy is like really a visionary. I mean, he's been onto trends way early, and he was talking about this stuff. I mean, probably years ago, but really months ago, and nobody even knew what the hell this guy was talking about. Now all of a sudden, everybody's talking about these things. Watch for this stock. I think we could see a big move in Liquid Avatar. I would not be shocked if we're pushing $1 by September. Again, you could probably lose all your money. These are high-risk stocks. Okay, let's go to Trip. Ooh, another one. Psychedelics, mushrooms. This is a chart. Again, we introduced this. Wow, perfect. Right around here, I think it was 17 cents. You got to run to 70 cents. And you have your classic, 50%, 60% Canadian correction. In the US, it's at 50%. In Canada, these things get amplified a little bit. And look at this. I mean, you have a breakout of this moving average. This is actually a very important moving average. It's 50-period moving average. If you see, the last time it broke out of that moving average, the stock ran. Look right here, right? And then when it broke below that moving average at 40, so, it ran from, 10 cents to 70 cents, 7x when it broke out. And when it broke below the moving average from 42 cents, it went to 24, 22 cents. So this is a pretty accurate indicator, I think. We need to watch this to see if we're going to have a confirmation of, let's call it a couple of solid closes above 35 cents, let's say 36, 37, 38 cents. Very bullish. And this chart is actually looking really good. I think this is like, it's it's amazing with all the crazy stuff in the market. This thing really has not sold off too badly. I mean, it's really not been a bad correction. 50% or whatever it is. It's bounced back. I mean, so this is really, I think that's a bullish indicator. You got Bruce Linton on board, of course. Yeah, this thing is looking really, really good. I think, again, my target on this thing is, you may think I'm crazy, I think we're going to be north of $1, maybe $1.25, $1.50 by October. Again, this is going to be a hot summer for a lot of these stocks. I am calling it right now. The correction is over. This is it. We've seen it. Look at this, from February. You got February, March, April, May, February, March, April, May. Did I do my math right? 4 months roughly. Yeah, this thing is breaking out. You get a nice kind of reversal pattern here. It's building momentum. This could be a very hot week for Red Light Holland. Let's take a look at another one, CRVC, another mining stock we haven't talked about too much. Again, this company has been, they've been, getting all their exploration stuff ready. They're going to start drilling in the fall. So there hasn't been really that massive news flow that investors love. And I highly recommend you watch that Rick Rule video on how to make millions in exploration stocks or whatever it is. Just go on YouTube and look for Rick Rule. And he talks about, hey, sometimes these things are go quiet for months at a time as they're developing, and then boom, all of a sudden they take off. So that's the deal over there. Let's take a look at another one of the miners that we have, FCO. Again, now this trend line, what is this? I think this trend line was from before. So it's not, I didn't make this now. I think this is some sort of Yahoo error. So this doesn't mean anything. But actually, maybe it's pretty interesting. It does kind of show a kind of support resistance line. So again, fabled FCO, we introduced this back in, December? I think it was back in December. I think it was at 9 cents. I don't know, whatever it was. So it ran to just about 40 cents. So it was a 4X. Then you have your pullback. And it is just a couple of days ago, it started really picking up steam. You broke out of this moving average. And again, this moving average has been pretty accurate. It's above it right now. So, I think this is going to go back to 40, 50 cents pretty quickly in short order. Sean Black. You're talking about Sean Black. Jack Black is an actor, I think, right? Sean Black. I don't think they're any relation. Yes, so Sean Black. That is the question. Sean Black. Go on our YouTube videos. We did a couple of interviews with Sean over the last few weeks. Look at our channel, Sean Black, Super Investor Sean Black. You can see the interviews we did where he talks about Skyline Health and TBP. So that is Sean Black. And again, the guy's been in Skylight since 8 cents. The stock is almost $2. Well, actually, you got that reverse split, so it's now in the 7 range. He's also been in TBP. This guy's really, really sharp investor. Okay, so what are the stocks that we're looking at? So we got FCO. FCO is looking very good. So as you can see, these charts, I mean, are you noticing a theme? You have kind of like these green shoots starting to emerge. You have green shoots starting to emerge. You got Fans Unite, one of our favorite stocks. I'm going to do that trend line right here because that is very appropriate. Of course, fans will always, I'm going to do a red trend line. Yeah, right there. There you go. So that's kind of support resistance, and fans is it's probably going to bounce off this thing any day now. But this is one of my things. If with fans, it's always that. So any day, you never. It's always when you give up on it. That's when the thing starts moving. Very very difficult chart to actually chart properly, like in the short term. But again, in the long term, I think we're going to probably finish consolidating right around here in the next week or so, and then we could have a big breakout. So again, we had I was talking about the breakout back over here, and we had the breakout 250 from 90 cents. Then it really, again, this is your February, that whole market correction time. So you had a pullback, and this is where I did say we're consolidating. We can see this thing go back up, and no, it did not. It actually went down. That's what happens. So look, I'm wrong at least 200% of the time. So again, none of this here is investment advice. You could lose all your money with these stocks. So again, fans, we introduced this, what is it, around 20 cents? So it's been already a 10 bagger. Now it's a 3 bagger. I think by the time the September rolls around, it will be back in probably the 250, 350 range. I think that's where ultimately this is going to be heading over the next couple of months. Let's take a look at VST, Victory Square. That is the parent, the unicorn farm. If you are not familiar with Victory Square, we call it the unicorn farm because essentially they're a tech accelerator. They develop, they invest in, disruptive technology companies. Fans was one of their spin-outs. They're spinning out another one this week. Game On, and they got another one lined up. They're going to have a couple more spin-outs in the next, probably before the year is up. So investors in VST are essentially getting these shares as dividends. So you're really getting a yield. I mean, the bank is paying you nothing. The bank is paying you basically, I don't know, a quarter of a point in the US. I don't know, maybe if it's 0.001. If you're in Germany or in Switzerland, I think some banks actually have negative interest rates. So if you have money in the bank, they actually charge you like 0.5% or 1%. So, if you have like 100 grand sitting in the bank in Germany, it's going to cost you $1,000 a year. That's what the bank is going to charge you for keeping your money with them while they lend it out and make money on it. I mean, say have a negative cost of capital is ridiculous. It just boggles the mind. But anyway, so you're getting essentially a yield with Victory Square with these dividend spinouts. They get about 20 of these potential unicorns in their portfolio, so multiple shots on goal. I'm surprised this thing has been this kind of consolidation for a while now. It's very, very surprising. So it's been kind of in this holding pattern. Once it breaks out, it's just going to run. So it's just, I think, not enough people really understand the story. I think people don't understand it. Maybe, I don't know. Yes. So the Volcano right now, we had the Volcano that exploded. We had some Volcano explosions in the last month or so with Tetra, TBP, a couple of other stocks. Right now, the Volcano is quiet again, but the smoke is coming out. So it's stirring the Volcano. You see the smoke coming. So there's something about to happen. It's not quite rumble. The Volcano is not rumbling yet. It's just you see puffs of smoke coming out, which is what you're seeing now with a lot of these stocks, with a lot of these charts. These green shoots. Yeah, so Victory Square looking very good. What else do we have that's hot right now? SAG, which they get the reverse split. They're going to be on NASDAQ. This is our first super stock, or I should say next super stock. which is really going to be a super stock. When they're going to be a NASDAQ, I think next week. So basically next week it's official. They did the reverse now. So you're going to see this thing start to move once this thing is gets the NASDAQ deal. You're going to have a lot more buying coming into it. A lot more investors, especially the U.S., will finally be able to buy this thing, because the U.S. investors, they don't really buy the Canadian stocks. I mean, the people who buy a lot of these stocks, it's a very niche audience. So basically, we introduced Skylight right around here. I think it was before the reverse split was at 50 cents. I don't know, 45, whatever the number is, but basically right around here. Let's call it $2. So it's been basically a 4x at the peak. It's pulled back. You're still above the moving average, which is bullish. You had kind of this breakout. So this thing is looking good. Skylight is looking very good, and we're gonna have, I don't know what this thing here is. We're gonna have the CEO on this week. Also joining him is going to be RHT, Relic. So now here, this is a stock that we introduced around here. So this is, it had a run, and then, it's come down. So I think 60 cents roughly is when we announced it's maybe 67. So it had a short run that you had the correction in February that really gave things a beating. It's been picking up here. So you see something's been happening here. You have the green shoots again. If you notice, a lot of these charts, they're looking very, very similar. So Lisa is going to be on the show on Wednesday, along with Skylight Health. I think it's going to be an amazing live stream. You do not want to miss it. I think both stocks are going to be, 10x winners in the next few months. I concur. Okay, you got financials out. I haven't even looked at the financials yet. Ramsey, good evening. Johnson, okay. The news release you saw from Sensormatic, that's from Sensormatic. That's not Visby putting it out, which is, that's impressive. Usually you have smaller companies, they try to, they do a deal with a bigger company, and then they put out a release like it's a big deal for them, but for the multi-billion-dollar company, it's like a flea on an elephant. It's not a big deal. Here, you actually had Sensormatic issue the press release, not Visby. Key distinction, bullish distinction. So I would say that is very positive. Okay, so let's look at Visby, the stock, which is making waves today, up 25%, purely on the Sean Black tweet. A tweet from Sean Black has sent this stock soaring. That's what happens. That's the inflection point. Actually, look at this. Okay, so here's what's interesting. So we introduced this stock back in, this is like October. This has been pretty typical, because I think it was 17 cents. It kind of was, kind of hanging around. It went even a little bit lower. It took a really while for people to understand it. So roughly about a month. Same thing happened with fans, a couple of other stocks. That kind of takes a while sometimes for people to really get these things. All of a sudden, it starts moving. The company starts putting out news. There's news flow. People start to understand this is this could be a multi-billion-dollar business opportunity right here. The markets they're going after, the deals that they have in place, it's some serious stuff. It's shocking why the stock is not like $5 right now. Really shocking. Anyhow, so you had to run to 90, let's say 92 cents or so up into March, and the stock was actually behaving very well. It was kind of hanging out into March, and with all the sell-off, and then starting April, you had the sell-off, and of course, look at this right here. This is pretty much what a great buying, what a great spot to buy the stock. So Sean probably was buying it right around 45 cents, probably in the last couple of days, over the last couple of days. And here we got the pop. And if you look at this, is really, I would say this is kind of like a big support area in the stock right here. Yeah, I would say this, if you look at the long-term chart, so kind of this 40-cent range, I would say kind of the midterm, that's kind of your, that's probably a key area. So this is actually a pretty good spot to get in. And he's getting in essentially right after the company's got, so everything is already working now. This is like, you're not getting into the stock where it's still a, show me, develop. It's already, things are already moving. The deals are coming in. There's the contract signed. You're going to start to see revenues pour in, and that's going to be reflected in the stock. So Visby is looking really good. Yes. VST financial. Okay, so VST, those are not cash. The numbers there, which are crazy. I mean, there's some crazy. Those are kind of like paper. It's not. It's a little bit complicated but it's the company's in good shape. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. I didn't even see the financials yet. Listen, it's kind of Memorial Day, so I was really half, it's kind of a holiday in the U.S. I really wasn't paying a lot of attention to these stocks. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is the sport thing, the betting on sports in Canada. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of catalysts. I mean, the thing is with fans is these guys are not promoters, they're not pumpers. They're actually they're really operations guys. So they're not aggressive promoters. So whatever they're very conservative. So whatever they're saying, you got to kind of, like some CEOs, the promoters. So whatever they say, you got to discount it by 50% or even 75%. In the case of fans, I think whatever, Darius or Scott says, you basically have to double or triple it to get where the potential is. We're gonna have to get them. We're gonna get these guys. We're gonna get these guys pumped up. We're gonna get them some mushrooms, some of the psychedelics from Trip. So again, you got Visby. So you got a lot. Look at this. You're starting to see the green shoots starting to emerge here. So things are starting to pick up. Again, Trip. You got Trip is looking really strong. You got fans. You got Visby. You got this move here. Skylight, Peak. ESE is ESE. They did the financing, so they're kind of going to be in a penalty box here. There's going to be a little bit of an overhang for probably a week or so before this thing can start running again. I think we're going to see about a week of just hanging around this $1.40 range. Probably, I would say you're going to see a real base in the stock mid-June, and then it's going to be positioned to make new highs. So keep an eye on that one. Relic, amazing action here. Amazing action. Relic. Let's look at the short-term chart. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You can't ask for anything better than that. You got pennant, breakout, pennant, breakout. I think tomorrow we're going to see 60 cents on a Relic. This could be one of the big winners of the year here. Again, those of you who might be new, I see a lot of new names. I don't know if you guys are not members or whatever. But look, our goal here is, we're only focused on stocks which have 10x to 100x upside potential. We're not here to score around making 50%, double your money. That's not what this is about. It's about making 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x, those type of gains. That's what Wall Street Reporter is about, to bring you those stocks which have that upside potential, the next super stocks. And then, of course, our discovery there. And look at this at the bottom of the chart. As you can see, this is what we're focused on, stocks like these. These are some of the companies we've been introducing you to in the last 18 months. Nextech up 15x, Cytodyne 20x, CBDT 50x, ESC 14x, and then we got a bunch of others. I think we got a bunch of other 10 baggers. I can't list 20 stocks. Press the subscribe button. RHT, I agree. RHT is a sleeper. It's a sleeper stock, which is been hibernating and building for quite a while. And when it breaks out, when the volcano explodes, when this volcano explodes, it's going to go back. Where's it going? At least till over here, at least to the old highs. At least minimum $1.50, maybe even $5. I would say it could be a 250 by September. So 5x from here, I think, is the upside. Again, I think this is going to be the hot stock summer. We're going to see insane action. We're going to see, this is going to be the blow off top in NASDAQ, the Dow. Everything is just going to go crazy into October, and then it's all going to come crashing down. So, this is the time to make money while the sun is shining. Delic is also a Delic is going to be, look at this amazing chart. Psychedelics. This is the year of psychedelics. So we're seeing basically it's kind of the base, the bottom here. This is building a base. It's been kind of making attempts to break out. It hasn't made a solid breakout. It has not made a solid breakout. It needs to go above really this over here, this 40 cents, 45 cents. And then you're going to see this thing get going. How about another one we have? Here is our little hemp CBD multi-level marketing, everything else company. This is an interesting looking chart. I mean, this is starting to make it's one of these things, like it's a slow build. It's slowly building, but look where this thing has the capability of running big time. What it needs is some news flow. As you can see, in January, it went from, 20 cents to 70 cents, tripled in a couple of days. Can do it again? Absolutely. So you gotta keep an eye on that one. So we got some exciting things happening this week. Vinergy, VIN, the blockchain, the cryptocurrency, what are they? Investment issuer is the term they use in Canada. That's essentially an investor in that space. If this thing breaks out above this range right here tomorrow, let's say 13 cents, the momentum is going to start kicking in. You got Liquid Avatar looking really good here. What else is looking good for tomorrow? Okay, so stocks, let me just wrap up here. Stocks that are looking good for tomorrow. Liquid Avatar, LQID. Vinergy, which I showed you, Vinergy definitely. I didn't talk about TBP yet. I'm going to talk about TBP. Trip, looking very good for tomorrow. Exceptionally bullish for tomorrow. This super bullish chart. VISB, you might see a bit of a sell-off, a little bit of a profit taking here. But let me see. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just keep running straight up to 65 before it consolidates a little bit. We'll take a look. FCO looking very bullish also. We got RHT looking bullish. So a lot of these stocks are starting to look, pretty strong right here. Things are really starting to kick in. Again, I was away for, 10 days, 2 weeks almost, because not a lot was happening with these stocks. They were kind of snoozing, and now they're waking up. So, this is why we're doing this live stream. And we've even opened it up. We've even opened it up to the unwashed masses, to the non-members, to the non-premium members. So the unwashed masses, the barbarians, like Mario and Eric, who are not paying subscribers, are even able to come in. So we'll even answer your question here today. What is going on? It's halted. It's halted until they get this merger approved. It might be a few more months. It's I don't understand that Canadian thing where they hold stocks. It's crazy. But basically, this is the deal. It's basically halted until they do this deal, and then once they do it, we might see the stock open up at $1. TBP, Greg, even though you're not a premium member and you drive a Tesla, which I hate Teslas, I will still go to the TBP chart because I forgot all about it. How can I forget TBP? One of our big winners. TBP. So what is going on here? I think we got a bit of a kind of a double bottom happening here right now. So it's been in a consolidation for the last 2 weeks since they announced that financing. That really killed the momentum. This thing was ready to go to 75 cents, in my opinion. In others' opinion as well. Right before they announced this financing, this bought deal, this other stuff. So that has been weighing on the stock. It looks like it's starting to turn here. We're going to see tomorrow. I think tomorrow is a key day for the stock. We can see if it closes above, let's call it 38 cents. If we can see it close above 38 cents, that'll be super bullish. And then we could, ramp higher. And there is going to be some things happening with this. So again, this thing has a lot of upside potential. Look at this chart. I mean, this thing is just primed, ready to go into the dollar territory. So when will that happen? I think it's going to be this summer. I think this is going to be the summer of TBP. Let's go to that short-term chart so we can really get a good look about. Okay, so it's below the moving average. Could have, you have maybe a double bottom forming here, pennant, I don't know. It's kind of in this, no man's land right now. Right now it's in no man's land. It needs to go above 38 cents, even 40 cents right here, 42 cents. And that's going to be a super bullish indicator. Once it does that, I think we're going to be on the road back to $1 plus. And so we introduced this at, I think, 16, 17 cents, 15 cents. I think it was 15 cents, whatever the number was. And I'm looking for this to be at least a $1.50 stock. Well, Calvin Ting, the great Calvin Ting. I'm gonna look at the AMC. I haven't even looked at this AMC. I don't follow these crazy stocks. Let's take a look. Because it's Calvin, a premium member here. So let's look at AMC. Just for entertainment purposes. Entertainment purposes only. This is the short-term chart. Wow, okay. Oh, let's see. This is crazy chart. Yeah, this thing is kind of ridiculous. I gotta tell you though, this is what is happening here. I mean, the momentum is definitely there. Let's look at the 1 hour. I would say this is bullish. I think we got a pennant forming here, and this could break out to new highs. I don't know why people are buying this. I mean, I think it's a piece of shit, but it looks like it's going up. Look at this. This is the 15-minute chart, the short term. I mean, this thing was ready to break out of this 26. Man, this thing, I mean, this is a stock that could go to 50, 45, $50 in a couple days. I would not be shocked. Is it worth $45? I don't know if it's worth 45 cents. Let's look at another one, GameStop. But that's where it's going. It's going up. AMC. GameStop. We haven't talked about GameStop in a while. Another one of these meme stocks. So GameStop, I think the momentum is kind of off. I think the bloom is off the rose here. I think the bloom is off the rose. Yeah, this thing is kind of, it's, yeah, this thing is about to, I think it's about to go way lower. GameStop, the GameStop move could be done here. Yeah. Look at this. Oof. This is very bearish. This is the short-term GameStop chart. This thing is about to collapse. I mean, this can go to 150. Probably everybody's selling their GameStop to get into AMC. Calvin, which stocks do you own? Which Wall Street Reporter stocks do you own right now? And are you all invested in one of them? This is what I'd like to know. Marcel, thank you, and I hope you're doing well with the Happy device. Speaking of which, I still have to ship out the one to what's his name? The guy in Halifax. Oh my God. Oh, Dwight, you're gonna renew your membership? Oh my God, we need this $9.95 US. I think in Canada they charge 14, but in the US $9.95. Okay, so yeah, so basically, I think we're gonna see. Listen, as we get some action starting to happen in the next few weeks, I think we're gonna see things heating up over the summer. So we're going to be doing probably more chart chats. Again, it's purely a function of, is there enough stuff to talk about? Right now there is, because right now you have a whole bunch of stocks that are you got these things that are waking up. The volcanoes are starting to, the smoke is like puffs of smoke coming out. So they're going to explode. And meanwhile, for anybody that wants to follow stuff on a real-time basis, of course, we are on Telegram, Wall Street Reporter on Telegram. The Telegram app, just look for Wall Street Reporter Telegram channel. And we have stuff there all day long. Chart commentary, news, all that good stuff. Happy works. Yeah. We got a lot of people saying it. This is going to be a game changer. I am shocked that this stock is kind of in the doldrums right now. The company, they've been kind of quiet. They haven't been putting out a lot of news. They're definitely, they got stuff moving forward. They got marketing. They got product. I think one of the issues they had was getting product. Now I think they do have product now. So, this is going to be, I think this could be a $20 stock, this Happy thing. This could be this, the big winners that we have, they all started off very slowly. They all kind of started like this. Some of them even went down. Cytodyne was a stock that we introduced at 50 cents, and for months it went nowhere. And then it went to $10 in a couple of months. TBP above $5. I think it's possible. It's possible. We got Sean Black, super investor. He was talking about potentially $20. I mean, that's a little bit crazy. I mean, that's a little bit like a lot of things have to go right. I mean, if he wants to hold for 20, God bless. I mean, I think most people who are watching this live stream, if they can make $2 on the stock, 2.50, even $5, they're going to be thrilled. And definitely, I think this is a 2.50 stock easily. After that, who knows? But it could go crazy. It could, things can go parabolic. You kind of gotta see what happens with the momentum. So that wraps it up. Dwight is back. Okay, Dwight, always good to have you. And that's it. Bitcoin's looking good. ARK is looking good. Even Tesla. Actually, let's look at the Tesla. I didn't mention Tesla chart, but that is one of our indicators of sentiment. This thing is like, I don't know what this means here. Okay, here we go. Okay. It's still below this moving average, but as you can see, it's made the bounce. Kind of this was your key support, 565. Yeah, this kind of range right here, this 600, 550 range. It's got to break above this moving average. I think it will. I think this is going to be. I hate to say it, I think it's going to go back to new highs, maybe 1,200 by September. Again, I think this is going to be a very the hot stock summer, momentum stock summer. You're going to see big moves in a lot of these stocks, a lot of our penny stocks. I think a lot of these things are going to be up 5x, 10x. This is going to be the penny stock billionaire summer. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next live stream. And make sure to click the like, the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and join the Telegram channel. It's free.